Well, up in the ring, we have the makings of what promises to be a rare battle. I say that because already we have seen something rare, and that was the robe which Dusty Rhodes wore into the ring, the likes of which very few of us have ever seen. So it's Dusty Rhodes in against Tank Patton. Tank Patton is a 325-pounder who comes from up around Tennessee, and Dusty Rhodes, who's 265 pounds, originated in Austin, Texas. This is the all-American dream. He captivates audiences. He has a charisma that is rare, exceptionally rare. So if you're telling him apart, the blonde without the upper garment is the Big Dust, and the man with the dark hair and the shirt on may be losing his shirt before this one's over. It's Tank Patton. I guess if your name is Patton, Tank is just about as close to a nickname as you can come under any circumstances, especially if you happen to weigh over 300 pounds, as this Tank does. Twisting arm lock for the Big Dust. This great crowd here in the Sam Houston Coliseum is giving the Dusty one a roar of approval. The twist is on the arm all the way out to the wrist, and Dusty concentrates on it. Now, Dusty is one of those out-shaped individuals who has a lot of weight, but he knows how to use it. He knows how to put it where it can do him the most good, and he does it with a vengeance. But the twisting arm lock right now belongs to Big Dusty. And there is a lot of noise coming from these fans as they start to encourage the All-American dream to turn into a nightmare for Tank Patton. And the fans are telling Dusty Rhodes to hit him. He's asking for permission and missed his chance. He was looking for encouragement from the crowd. They were encouraging him, but I guess that in the measurement of decibels, Dusty Rhodes felt that this was not the loudest that he had been encouraged before, and he was waiting for it. If you notice on the rear of Tank Patton, you see something that looks like a mark just over on his right hip. Well, it is. It's the outline of a tank. Now as he lays that big fist of his in there and pours it down, Dusty Rhodes has his problems. You saw the takedown. He snatched him by the hair and jerked him right down to the canvas. But Bronco Lubitsch was on the blind side and couldn't make it. There's the twist. And Dusty now is trying to move into a position where he can do something about those blows that are coming in his direction, and he may, right now, he's getting into a good spot for it. So the Tank hit the concrete, and there goes Dusty out there to make sure that he finds a little bit more punishment before he gets back into the ring. Tank Patton sprawled on the ring apron. Dusty Rhodes, a man who wore his $1 million smile and his $3,000 robe into the ring here tonight. And once he took them off, he was ready to go. Tank with that big fist of his. 5 minutes have gone by as he starts to measure Dusty Rhodes. He gets a lot behind it, a lot behind it. And there goes Dusty out on the concrete, and here is Tank trying to do to Dusty what was done unto him. Oh, he just plowed a furrow in the timekeeper's table with Dusty Rhodes' nose. So now he's trying to scramble back in there before the count reaches 20, which of course would have put both of them out. But now, with Tank interfering with Dusty's return to the ring, the count came to a screeching halt. But Dusty is down, but all of Dusty's career, one thing in which he has taken a great deal of pride has been the fact that when he has been knocked down, he has gotten up. Oh, he almost was cut in half that time. The Tank, he's top man. There's one, there's two. Not yet. And Dusty again being in there. There goes a flying body block. That was a beauty. There it is. Dusty Rhodes comes flying across there with a body block that knocked that Tank over. He hit him like
6 minutes, 25
a bazooka.
Dusty Rhodes
Belted him and rolled him over. And we tell you that we'll be back here in a moment. We will have the second fall of this 2 out of 3 fall match right after we have this word from the studio. Up in the ring, you see Tank Patton. He has just knocked Dusty Rhodes off onto the concrete, but now the bell sounds for the start of the second fall with Dusty Rhodes, the man on the floor, and now Patton trying to press his luck here and see if he can't splatter Rhodes not only against the ring post, but if possible against some of the ringside chairs as well. So Patton hoping to give Dusty Rhodes a set of lumps that he will be able to wear. The way that foot flies, he's aiming for that head and kicking the blonde head of Dusty Rhodes in a manner that's going to spell trouble for the Big Dust. And now Dusty, in spite of the punishment, has just climbed up to his feet. And here he goes. Now he's not content to let the Tank rest on the outside, nor is he content to let the timekeeper's table rest. Oh, he rammed him right into the hard edge of that table. And now with the fans encouraging Dusty all the way. You see our camera at the lower angle as it shot across this great crowd here in the Coliseum to catch Dusty hard at work, getting even with Tank Patton. Man down is Patton, and Dusty starts to work him over. Now, Dusty is the kind of a man you wouldn't want to meet in the alley. You might underestimate him, but I want to tell you something. He doesn't underestimate himself. He believes firmly in what he is capable of doing. There's Rhodes having his problems in that corner now as Tank Patton, a man with all the weapons to make things tough, manages to get some of them within firing range. He's got the concentrated effort on the right trapezius muscle of, I'm watching Dusty, of Dusty Rhodes. And Rhodes is literally in a fervor here as he starts to gather his forces for the purpose of coming up from that position. He is not out yet, and he is not about to quit yet. And he's holding that hand up there for the express purpose of letting the referee and the tank know about it. And you see Dusty here as he shakes it off and rises to do something about it. That's a big man holding him. A big man with a solid grip on that arm. And of course, what Dusty has to worry about is that the referee lets that arm drop a few times, and if you haven't got the strength to hold it up, he can stop the match and turn it over to your opponent. Now, with fans giving him that staccato support, with fans hollering, with fans bellowing, he drove that piston right back where it could do some good. Patton's the man down, and here's Dusty Rhodes, determined that he's going to keep him there if possible, but I think he's got his ear in his mouth. I think that was his move at that time. I'll tell you one thing about Patton. He can take some of those explosive blows and shake them off with that tough hide of his. And he can deliver a lot of punishment. He's trying right now to splatter Dusty Rhodes. 5 minutes have gone by, and this the second fall of this event as they start exchanging wallops, and it's Dusty Rhodes who brings the tank down on his treads for the first time. Oh, I'll tell you, that can come as a shock. Outside the tank, and here is Dusty Rhodes to gather him up. He caught him beautifully. Here is Dusty looking for the guillotine blow, and there's one, there's two, and there is three, and it goes to Dusty Rhodes.
5 minutes, 50 seconds, the winner of the second fall and the match, Dusty
The winner of the
Rhodes.
fall, the winner of the match is Dusty Rhodes. And the tank right now will have to be wheeled in for repairs. We'll be back here in a moment, right after this word from the studio.